What's good, everyone? It's your favorite officer, Sergeant. Be safe. Today, we're diving into a wild ride through the school and tackling some serious issues. Let's keep it real. Let's follow young Malik Mystic as he meets with treacherous Tony.
Yo, Tony, what's poppin' with these pills? You trying to be the new doctor in town?
Just a little something to take the edge off, Malik. You want to feel like you're floating on a cloud? Pretty soon, all the kids in his school are going to come to me for pills.
Whoa, I'm feeling like I just drank Grandma's secret potion. I'm lit.
Malik? You look like you just came from a family reunion where they ran out of food. What's going on?
I'm lit.
Malik, you're not yourself. We need to get you to the nurse before you start dancing like it's nobody's business.
Oh my god.
It must be the stuff I got from treacherous Tony.
What?
Drugs. I hate drugs.
Mr. Powell, Malik is acting really strange. I think he's been hitting the wrong kind of snacks.
Sergeant, be safe. We're glad you're here. We need to handle this before it turns into a not-so-funny episode of school drama.
Looks like we've got a situation at the school. Malik's got some bad vibes in him, and we need to find out where it came from.
Let's roll, partner. Time to show these wannabe gangsters that we don't play. Let's mount up. It's time we get them. Let's go.
All right, Clay, time for some tactical moves. We're about to crash this party like we're the last ones to leave the cookout.
Uh-oh. It's the safety squad. I thought we were just having a little chill time.
You're under arrest for dealing illegal substances. This isn't a club, Tony.
Nice try. But I'm built like a fridge. And I'm not letting you slide out.
All right, fam. Let's talk about the dangers of drugs. They might seem cool, but they can turn you into a walking meme. Nobody wants that.
But what if someone offers you drugs?
Great question. Always say no. Keep your head clear and your dreams even clearer. You weren't born to be a cautionary tale.
Thanks, Sergeant. Be safe. Next time, I'll just stick to my video games and TikTok dances.
Stay safe, stay smart, and remember, if you see something suspicious, call your local hero. Until next time, keep it lit.
And don't forget, treacherous Tony and his crew ended up going to jail. And that's your tip of the day to get you on your way.
The best advice anyone ever gave me was 2 words. You can't. And you know what my response was? 2 words. Watch me.
Let me get good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome back from after a 2-week hiatus. I hope you guys missed me because I sure didn't miss you. It's been busy, it's been hectic, it's been crazy, but we are back. And I want to give a shout out to Nina, who's already on the team. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you guys tag, like, and share. And Seti P also, he got his coins today, so I know he's happy. He knows what I'm talking about. Thank you for tuning in as well. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is Black and Blue. It's the podcast is just for you, where we go live weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And when we go live with a special guest, and we talk about military, we talk about first responders, we talk about law enforcement, and it doesn't matter if they're a seasoned rookie or retiree. We talk about their training experiences and their publications. And we're not going to fall short today. I got a special guest. We've already recorded the show. The show's going to be uploaded on here, so make sure you guys tune in. We're going to learn a lot. We're going to learn a lot of what's going on here in the area. It's right after Labor Day. I know Labor Day is not really a military holiday, but it is somewhat going to focus on. That's what this show is going to focus on. Got Lisa in here as well. Locally, just found out a few veterans that if you were not sent overseas for combat and not qualified for veteran services, doesn't the VA realize that even sitting at a desk during your service, you can be traumatized vicariously? Absolutely. I probably messed up a few words trying to read, but you guys got the point there, and that's very true. Thank you for sharing that, Lisa, and thank you for tuning in as well. And this, for you guys and gals this may be your first time watching the show. I'm your host. I'm your motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, your author, and your favorite baker's favorite baker, Coach Clee, coming at you. You can find me at Crimes Code Ecclesiastics 302. I'm the coldest code switching detective, and yes, you spell my name CLEE, and that stands for Continuing Law Enforcement Edutainment, because we entertain and we educate while we do that in the same process. So, ladies and gentlemen, of course, this is the podcast Black and Blue. We're streaming on, I think, maybe 7 platforms, a few on Facebook under the names Coach Clee Tillman, One Way Publishing. What else am I forgetting? Black and Blue. We're also on. We are also on YouTube. We got 2 pages on YouTube. Sorry about that. The Black and Blue page and Clee Tillman page on YouTube. We're streaming on there. This will also be uploaded on Spotify, and we're streaming on LinkedIn. So multiple various ways to watch the show. Make sure you tag, like, share, hit that like button. The likes are free. That's how we hit the algorithm, so I appreciate it. I see Dolores is in here. Lisa, absolutely. Lisa, definitely, from Dolores Taylor. We went to the academy together. Thank you for tuning in. Tag, like, and share. I currently work with veterans and addiction treatment services. Well, this show is going to be right up your alley. You're gonna like this. This is a veteran outreach program. This was from, I don't want to give too much away right now. I still got to get a couple things out for the intro here. We had the 2-week hiatus. A lot of things were going on. So therefore, I still got to get caught up on the topics that are still on the table, and we're still moving forward with the month of September. Happy September to all of you. This is self-deletion. I can't say the full word on here. Awareness month. So please spread the word, help someone, reach out to someone, or if you're in that need, make sure you reach out to 988 if nothing else. That number right there will get you the services that you need, if nothing else, if all else fails. But there's many of other services out there for you. All right. I mentioned we're going to be uploaded on Spotify. Hey, Tillman, I see you, Taylor. Tillman and Taylor. Of course, we sat beside each other in the academy. I did mention that. What else am I forgetting? I'm forgetting that this is sponsored by One Way Publishing. One Way Publishing is a sponsor that you saw the cartoon at the beginning of when this started with this podcast here with Sergeant Be Safe. One Way Publishing also sponsors Sergeant Be Safe. Sergeant Be Safe has his own YouTube channel, so make sure you check that out. Tag, like, share, and subscribe. Man, you can tell I'm a little rusty on that. I'm sorry, I'll get the kinks out. One Way Publishing also is the sponsor for this platform here, Black and Blue, One Way Publishing. So if you wanted to be on the show, if you're looking to write a book, because One Way Publishing is also a book writing publishing company, where therefore the motto is they can turn a mere thought into a book that's bought. So if you ever wanted to write your own fiction, nonfiction, whether you wanted AI to do it or you wanted it authentic, there's many ways to get that done. Workwithclee.com. You see it scrolling below. Make sure you hit that website. It's also in the comment section, and so is the Veteran Services Care in the comment section everywhere except on LinkedIn. I don't know why it doesn't show up on LinkedIn, but it will be in the description box below at the end of this live. All right. I'm speaking quickly because I got a lot of information that I want to share to you. The interview is a great interview. I want to make sure that I covered everything that I'm supposed to cover, which I believe I did, so we can get into the main portion here. All right. We're going to jump right into a video that we have right here. It's called History's Evolution for Veterans here. A lot of veterans don't understand or don't know. Like I'm a veteran. I'm a military veteran of the United States Army, because Army leads the way, and not knowing that, not going for VA care, VA benefits, or any kind of veterans benefits, I thought that I was actually, if I would go for these, sign up for these programs or these cares, that I'm taking away from another vet that actually has more serious, needs it more than I do, has a more serious need for it. And come to find out after this interview, it's actually the more vets that sign up, the more services are provided. And so I'm actually doing a disservice by not signing up. And so therefore that'll be explained. But let me give you a brief history on the history on the evolution of the vets. Here we go with this explainer.
Veterans' Path to Healing, a Bridge to Care. In the heart of a bustling community, a dedicated team stands ready to assist veterans on their journey to health and wellness. Whether you're grappling with a newly diagnosed condition or seeking specialized tests that your local medical center cannot provide, this compassionate team is your bridge to care. They work hand in hand with your VA medical center, ensuring a seamless referral process that prioritizes your needs. Imagine a place where your unique experiences as a veteran are understood and respected, where the complexities of your service-related health issues are met with expertise and empathy. This team is committed to coordinating your appointments, transferring medical records, and facilitating your care with the utmost efficiency. With every interaction, they aim to create a supportive environment that honors your sacrifices and champions your health, making the path to recovery smoother and more accessible. The healing community. Welcome to a vibrant community designed specifically for veterans, where camaraderie flourishes and healing takes center stage. This therapeutic environment fosters personal responsibility and connection, reminiscent of the strong support networks that veterans relied on during their service. Here, you'll find a sanctuary where shared experiences create bonds that transcend the challenges of civilian life. The community is built on the foundation of understanding the unique needs of each veteran, offering tailored programs that promote mental and physical well-being. Imagine engaging in activities that not only uplift your spirit, but also empower you to reclaim your purpose. This is a place where stories are shared, laughter echoes, and healing happens collectively. As you navigate this new chapter, you'll discover that you are not alone. You are surrounded by fellow veterans who understand your journey and are committed to walking alongside you every step of the way. Empowerment through support. In the quest to combat homelessness and promote empowered living among veterans, this initiative stands as a beacon of hope. With a single point of contact, veterans can access a wealth of resources designed to uplift and support them in their daily lives. From scheduling appointments across specialty clinics to navigating the complexities of benefits and billing, the dedicated team is here to simplify the process. They understand that every veteran's journey is unique, and they are committed to providing tailored assistance that meets individual needs. Imagine receiving reminders for your appointments, having your medical records seamlessly transferred, and knowing that you have a direct liaison with your VA medical center. This comprehensive support network not only addresses immediate healthcare needs, but also fosters a sense of belonging and purpose. Together, they are building a future where veterans can thrive, reclaim their strength, and live fulfilling lives, surrounded by a community that truly cares.
And there we have it, a brief explainer that'll lead into the discussion here. And I hope you guys understood it and like that. I got Lisa with a comment here. I'm a mother of 2 sons who served in the Iraqi Freedom on the USS America, as well as a wife of a veteran of one of the first deserts. I'm sorry, of the first Desert Storm and military police. Hey, shout out to you. Thank you, Lisa, for sharing that. And Dolores, same thoughts here. I'm pretty sure you meant for that as far as veteran services, not knowing that signing up for VA or any kind of benefits that you're actually helping other vets out, because more services will then be provided, as opposed to thinking that you're taking away from something. And that gets explained here in this discussion. I used to think so too, until I met Marc Migala. I met him. Oh man, met him at an event, and we just got to talking and getting to talk. We found out, he says it here in the video as well, that we were stationed at Fort Bragg, late 90s, early 2000, around the same time. Both of us airborne, right, and we were working in the buildings that were probably maybe a mile and a half or a half mile away from each other, and we didn't know it at the time. Of course, we didn't know each other then, and we're just meeting each other. But it's weird to see how small the world really is when you're occupying basically the same space in the same time as someone else and not even know it. Yep, I got you. So we're gonna jump right here into his video. I'm gonna give him his intro. He's Veteran Care Services. All right, we're talking with Marc Migala. He's the current director of Veteran Care Services for UPMC. He's also a board member for VOPA, and VOPA stands for Veteran Outreach of Pennsylvania. He's, like I said, he did 20 years in the United States Army, because Army leads the way, and he was an international medical operator manager. And like I said, he's also airborne, and he's very passionate. He's an advocate for veteran health care, and he explains it here today. So I'm going to get out of this platform. You guys came here to see this. We're going to bring him to the stage right now. You guys you guys engage and learn something, and get your comments on the screen, and we'll engage. All right, we're going to have fun.
Please serve as the director.
And we are finally recording, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You guys know who this guy is. We finally got him here. We had to reschedule. We touched bases a few months ago. I told you we were going to get him in here. We're going to be talking about a tremendous group of questions I have for him. We're going to be talking about good things for veterans, for law enforcement, for the combination of the two. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sit back and understand who this young man is. Marc, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, please?
Well, first, Clee, young. I love that you say young. We are 52 years young, probably together combined. Thank you so much for having me here today. My name is Marc Migala. I'm the Director for Veteran Care Services at UPMC in Central PA. We'll talk a little bit about that, but we'll talk a little bit about me too. I'm a retired Army paratrooper. I actually served with Clee back at Fort Bragg, and we won't tell you years because it was a while ago, some of y'all, but us Gen Xers right now, we've had a tough few weeks, but we're going to still continue to push on. And again, thank you for having me. I currently serve as the Director for Veteran Care Services here in Central Pennsylvania, retired Army U.S. paratrooper after 20 years. Thank you so much, Clee.
Thank you for making yourself available and coming on the show. When we first met, we didn't know that we were stationed at the exact place or in the exact time. And he's a retired paratrooper. And believe it or not, I may have packed one of his parachutes before. You guys may or may not know. So thankfully, yes, I passed. And if he jumped one of my chutes, he made it uninjured as well. So
we didn't say I didn't get injured. No, I'm just playing.
Wait. Then the one that you got injured wasn't my chute. So we can't prove it.
Right?
But yes, thank you for making yourself available. We're going to have a good series of questions here. So let's jump right into the questions. Let me ask you this. With being the director of UPMC, are there any programs that you have for veterans or any comprehensive care that you have for the veterans or veterans' families?
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about a handful of things that UPMC does. focused on both the military and the veteran community. The first thing that we're going to highlight is veteran care services. It's my passion. It's one of the things that we've done, but we're going to provide a little bit of background that got us here. For those of you that are veterans and are not aware of a handful of congressional acts that have truly impacted us as veterans in the community receiving care both inside the VA and outside of the VA. First, June 6th, 2018, the Mission Act passed. This was sponsored by the late Senator John McCain, where he believed that VAs needed to impact veteran care delivery, and it didn't need to be just specific to their service-connected disabilities. This opened the door for full comprehensive care both inside of the VA and outside of the VA. VA medical centers provide some of the best care. Now, what the Mission Act does for us as veterans, it says if the VA cannot provide those services, they're going to send you out into the community to a location of your choice that is credentialed and receive that care by that community partner with the VA as the payer source. You can think of this as your Highmark, your Geisinger, your UPMC health plan paying for that service, but the VA is paying for this service for you there. The two others that we're going to talk about next will be the Compact Act and the PACT Act. That's P-A-C-T. Now, the PACT Act is very specific to our toxic exposures. So I want us to think about Agent Orange exposures, burn pit exposures, Camp Lejeune waters. These expand benefits for those that were exposed to those while they served. Very important. And we hear about 17 and a half a day, 22 a day. One a day is too many for suicides for veterans. The Compact Act expands suicidal ideation services for veterans in the community presenting for behavioral health concerns to an emergency department at a community partner. Knowing all of those things, UPMC was at the forefront of recognizing the influx of veterans coming into community health systems. We knew we needed to do something specific, targeted, and focused for veteran care delivery. We met with VA leadership. They provided us ideas on ways to collaborate and things we could do as an organization. That was the inception of veteran care services. We receive all VA referrals when the veteran chooses UPMC. Into that one-stop shop receives that community care referral. Let's say you had a parachute landing fall that wasn't so great in 2005. You get out of the military in 2010, 2012, and you're still having problems and you need specialized neurosurgical care. The VA may not have that service. They're going to place a community consult for you. You pick UPMC. That referral comes directly to our team. One of our team members is going to call you. We got your referral for neurosurgery. I'm going to help you book your appointments. I'm going to coordinate your care. I'm going to assist transferring your medical records. I will support your billing needs. If you have a question as a veteran on anything specific to coordinating that healthcare back into UPMC between VA and UPMC, the Veteran Care Services team steps in and does that at zero charge for you. All you have to do is pick up the phone, 717-988-9355. Get you directly to the UPMC Veteran Care Services team. Even if you don't have a VA referral and you're still a veteran and you've got a question, we can connect you to enrollment managers at the VA to ensure that your benefits are there for you and they can get you enrolled. We want to make sure you as the veteran know the benefits that you have. We are there coordinating that health care for you on a regular basis. And that's just one of the things that we do. I'm going to pause there because I know you're going to have a lot of questions and we're going to keep this going. So what you got next for me?
I like what you said, especially for those, most law enforcement officers, or at least the ones from my generation, transition from being military, Army, of course, is the best, Air Force, Marine, Navy, whichever, then transition into law enforcement. Being suicidal is the #1 killer for law enforcement long term. Not only are there programs with law enforcement, but there's programs as being a veteran as well that can, if you have those suicidal ideations, you can find the help that you need. You don't have to unintentionally leave this planet in a rush because you don't ask for help properly. You have multiple avenues to ask for help. You have multiple avenues to get that care, whether you want to go the law enforcement side or the veteran side, specifically for those who are both. I like that.
Yeah, it's wonderful. And I'm going to highlight a couple things that we do that really tie into that. Let's say the veteran does have, or the law enforcement officer that was previously a veteran, right? And they joined law enforcement. For all of you that are listening, serving twice now, absolutely remarkable. You've given back to the nation, and now you're giving back to the community that you serve by being the blue line. Love you guys. Thank you so much for what you do. But let's talk about the stress that you have during those times. This is where the Compact Act does step in.
Okay.
If you present to a UPMC facility, or any facility, truly, you have access to behavioral health resources to get you connected. You can always dial 988 and press 1 right from the get-go. That's going to get you to the crisis line and specific to veterans. We can start there. Secondary to that, UPMC has a memorandum of understanding with VISN 4. That's Veteran Integrated Service Network number 4, that covers the state of Pennsylvania. This memorandum embeds a VA community nurse liaison into our facilities, specific here, local Harrisburg, West Shore Hospital, Harrisburg Hospital, Community General Osteopathic. But we also are supported in the Erie market at UPMC Hammett with Erie VA, in the Altoona market with Altoona's VA Medical Center. This nurse liaison is there to do your emergency room discharge planning, care coordination, and if you end up in an inpatient status, he or she is there to support that as well. They can tie you to behavioral health resources in an outpatient status as well. My brothers and sisters, you are not alone when it comes to your behavioral health. Please, I can't stress this enough. We don't need another 1 a day, 2 a day, 17 or 22 a day. We want to bring that number down to 0. So let's do our due diligence, reach out to our brothers and sisters, and know the resources that are there.
I couldn't have said it better. We know traffic stops, active shooters, things like that. But the number one killer for law enforcement is we're taking our own selves out. And that doesn't need to be the case.
It hurts the heart every time I see it, every time I hear it, every time I read about it. There is nobody that is ever alone. My brothers and sisters in law enforcement, my brother and sister veterans, present to an emergency room, tell them you're a veteran, tell them you're a law enforcement officer. We will find the resources for you.
So let me ask you this question, Mark. We're speaking veterans, and of course, on Veterans Day, you get your free lunch at Applebee's, or present a DD-214 or your driver's license as a vet, and you can watch a movie for free. What other services or what other daily operations are impacted or could be available for veterans other than what's available on the stigma of Veterans Day, the Veterans Day?
Okay. Wow, that's a really big question, because there are so many things that partner organizations in UPMC do to love on the veteran community. Veteran Care Services was the inception and foundation of building additional veteran programs inside of UPMC. One that I'm going to highlight is the Memorandum of Understanding with the Department of Veterans Affairs and VA medical centers here. That collaboration allows the VA staff inside of UPMC. If you register into a practice at UPMC, you go to the doctor's office, they're going to ask you, if you haven't done so already, are you a veteran? And we have a block in there that identifies you. So when you present to an emergency room, even if you've never been enrolled in the VA, even if you've never used VA as a payer source, there will be a veteran flag that identifies you, and that nurse liaison can do an outreach to you and say, I see you've never used the VA before. Do you know you have these as benefits? We can help tie you to those benefits. Number 2, when you're enrolled, you can become using the VA as a payer source. Now, during your enrollment, there are specific priority groups. So veterans, I encourage you to just evaluate those, enroll, see what's available. Let's talk about a handful of other things outside of the emergency presentation care. Have the Pathways for Veterans program. Pathways for Veterans is run by a retired Field Artillery Marine Corps officer. His name is Eric Orient, and he is just absolutely remarkable. Huge passion for lining up veterans for employment inside of UPMC.
Nice.
Let's say you're that veteran that served in a combat arms MOS, infantryman, artilleryman, mortarman, doesn't matter what it was, but that's that combat arms MOS, isn't it? You want to come back home to Pennsylvania, or maybe you lived in California and you wanted to see something different, come over to the East Coast. got a team that serves as a concierge for you. Entering into Pathways for Veterans allows you to apply, seek the positions, and you get a concierge who could be a veteran spouse, veteran. Actually, 3 of the 4 are veterans, right?
Okay.
1 is a military spouse. But what they'll do for you as the veteran, they will take your resume, break it down, look at your military service, and help align that Combat Arms MOS into positions inside of UPMC that can help tailor you into onward and upward movement inside of the organization or back into the community. Let's use this as an example. Infantryman applies, right? I don't have an infantryman need at UPMC. We don't need door kickers, but what we do have is unarmed security. That is a very seamless transition into the unarmed security arena. We can assist that veteran into emergency preparedness roles, armed security roles, applying for the police academy, and it can become a large stepping stone to increase our recruiting both internally for our police force as well as into community police force. So this is a really great opportunity for you as veterans. If you need help, Pathways for Veterans can align those positions for you. But let's say you're a veteran that had a non-combat arms MOS. Maybe you're a medic in the military and you want to transition into a medical assistant role or a patient care technician role. As you know, you've got a family member and friend that lives in our organization, does talent acquisition, right? We ain't going to name drop right now.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be dropping in the comment section as this airs. So go ahead.
She's going to be throwing little heart emojis up, and she's going to say that she was my recruiter, and she was. She aligned my position in UPMC when I started as a practice manager when I retired in 2016. Absolutely amazing. They will align with non-combat arms MOS positions like the medic, and they can align them into our UPMC Scholars Program. These programs will align that veteran for surgical tech, respiratory tech, sterile processing tech, lab tech, medical assistant certifications. Maybe you want to become a registered nurse. They'll align you into our nursing programs. So our Pathways team, our UPMC Pathways for Veterans team, is now one of the largest arms for recruiting inside of UPMC as well. And their target focus are veterans. So it really helps align all of those things. And I can't stress this enough. Remember, Combat Arms MOSs, that's a hard transition. That transition is really difficult because you're taught to be the loudest, fastest, strongest, and most violent. That's what wins in that environment. Transitioning that into the civilian community, unless you're transitioning into a likewise force, police force, it's really not needed. So we're there to help that seamless transition. Now, I'm going to pause there. Any other questions before I keep moving on about it?
I just want to make a comment because you're hitting the nail on the head for a couple shows ago on military vets and law enforcement that don't know how to transition into civilian life. They don't know how to build a resume. They're like, I've done this my entire career, but technically I've done nothing because when you look at a resume builder, I don't fit the criteria. But with Pathways, you find a way to fit the criteria into your molding from first responder into civilian, getting a more traditional style job that is actually acclimated for you. I'm glad that you explained it the way you did. Thank you.
Oh, and hey, you just gave me a great segue. Eric's team does this. The Pathways for Veterans team partners with the Department of Defense Skill Bridge in hiring our heroes. Now, if you as a veteran, you're active duty and you're listening, and you're considering your transition from the military into law enforcement, the Skill Bridge program at UPMC will afford you the opportunity to do a paid internship from the military into UPMC. We are one of the largest partners for Skill Bridge in the state of Pennsylvania. What Skill Bridge offers is that internship with, as a law enforcement officer, you want to transition into the security realm. We can have that internship aligned. You can find that fit in the culture of UPMC. You can continue to move that pathway out into the civilian world. And then during your internship, we will find positions for you to apply to and interview for. Doing those things help make your transition seamless. Clee, they were not there for me and you. When I retired and went through TAPS, and when you ETS'd and went through TAPS, you know what they said? Here are the things that, make sure you check into LinkedIn and create a profile. Well, that ain't helping me because I didn't get a job through LinkedIn.
Exactly. Exactly.
These programs, hiring our heroes through Pathways for Veterans, Department of Defense Skill Bridge, utilizing that for your active duty transition. Now, let's say it's too late. You've already gotten out of the military. Pathways for Veterans is still there for you, and they're going to continue to align positions in and across UPMC that will fit your needs, and we help you find that organizational fit inside of UPMC. And I want to assure you, for those that listen, we will meet your mission, vision, culture, and values because we are an organization that backs the blue, supports the military, and has a veteran resource group, along with our emergency preparedness team, who partners with our law enforcement and community partners across the entire state.
Man, I love it. It seems like UPMC has done everything in their power through Pathways and all the other agencies that assist along with that. Basically, it's a one-stop shop. There's no excuse, no reason not to give it a try.
Let's talk about even more things that we do, not just from the hiring perspective, the care delivery perspective. Let's talk about the collaboration perspective. Okay. We know the recent tragic events at UPMC York Memorial. It was absolutely gut-wrenching, but the surrounding community that just came in and loved on us opened a collaborative door for the law enforcement communities to come into UPMC, continue to support us through threat assessments, evaluations, services, working with our emergency preparedness, really gives us and the law enforcement the arm around each other that we're supporting you and you're supporting us. We take all of those things very, very seriously. And we're starting to place magnetometers at the entrances. We're increasing our security presences. And all of these things include local law enforcement. So if you're embedded in those communities, York, Harrisburg, Lancaster, Lidditz, Carlisle, you need to know that our UPMC staff wholeheartedly love on you, appreciate you. And from me and our entire executive leadership team, thank you. We want to make sure that we humanize the badge and that others back the blue the same way that we're doing.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for touching on that.
Oh, so absolutely.
With your experience in the military, you've had a tremendous career. I know it was a lot of fun. I know you've got to see a lot of things and do a lot of wonderful things, talk to a lot of people. Positives, negatives, they go hand in hand. With your position now as director, how was your military experience? How does that influence your position? How does that influence the veterans that you help, the care that you bring to the community, and make you a powerful figure for UPMC?
Oh, wow. I don't know about powerful figure. I mean, that's a stretch, but let's talk about a few things. My transition from the military was very, very different than many. I retired out of Germany. Not a lot of people, when I first said I was going to drop my retirement packet out of Germany, everybody was like, dude, you sure you want to do this? It's really difficult. I was very blessed. I had a lot of applications that went out, but I applied to Pinnacle Health at the time. I did an interview before I was getting ready to go back to Ukraine. It was via Skype. This is 2015. I remember the operations specialist carrying a laptop into a room because the IT team had to load Skype on one specific platform so they could use it. And we did this interview. During that time, I started as a practice manager. I had this passion that I wanted to continue to care for people, but there was a gap. I wasn't around my brothers and sisters anymore because I embedded myself right back into the veteran community. I found a handful of organizations that focused on veterans, but the work aspect of veteran work was missing for me. That was in 2016. And then 2 years and into 2019, 3 years, that's when the Mission Act happened. The health system recognized this at that point. I was running primary care, pain medicine, and addiction medicine. And those teams were receiving a large influx of referrals. I was able to step forward to the command team, our leadership, and say, we can do this as a system. The streamlined approach to receiving referrals from the VA just for the pain medicine team, just for these teams, we can build this into the Heart and Vascular Institute, Neurosciences Institutology through Hillman Cancer Centers. All of this we can build here in central Pennsylvania. And that said, Mark, how can we do it? give me a business plan. At the time, I was in the middle of going to grad school, and I was already doing my thesis work. I was already doing all of that. And our CEO says, hey, do a business case analysis for me as well and present it to me and tell me what it's cost. My wife's going, honey, I never see you anymore. My daughter's going to school all the time. I'm burning every candle at every end. We presented this to the leadership and went to the UPMC Pinnacle Foundation. The foundation said, we will back this financially to make sure that UPMC puts its money where its mouth is to ensure that veterans receive the care that they need collaboratively, seamlessly, and they move it forward. It was my passion, but it was also just a godsend that it was placed right in front of me. And they said, we think that you can lead this program.
Wow.
You have the knowledge, you have the experience, you understand the community, and we think that you can do this for us. I graciously accepted, and it's just grown. It started so small in 2019. We're 6 years in right now, and we have statewide agreements with the Department of Veterans Affairs. We have support organizations that we work with in the community, and we do so many things. We have donations that come in now to the UPMC Pinnacle Foundation that are targeting veteran care services. And they say, when you have that veteran that needs transportation needs, financial insecurity, food insecurity, we have the ability as the foundation to support those things.
6 years in and already having statewide, national-wide resources. And again, I say this enough, brothers and sisters, first responders, law enforcement agencies, we're stubborn, we're bullheaded. We refuse to add, we can fix it ourselves. We're the helper. We don't need help. We don't reach out. I'm a victim of it myself. I'm bullheaded, and I don't like to ask for help. I don't like to bother anyone because I don't want to be a thorn in anyone's side. But with all that being said, the ones that do reach out, are there any success stories that you can share with us where they were kind of bullheaded, but when they started getting the services, they didn't feel like they were being treated like a 5-year-old after you come from a position where, I hate to say a big ego, but we do things that not a lot of people do. So when you're transitioning back into the normal sector, it's kind of difficult to kind of ask that help or phase in. So what kind of success stories have you had that allow someone listening to say, I can do that too?
Oh, wow. Individual success stories without talking specific patient care. Cancer care. Let's talk about this. Many of our Vietnam veterans were exposed to Agent Orange. These are very difficult situations where those veterans present to the VA medical centers because of the phenomenal care that our UPMC life-changing medicine teams do and Hillman Cancer Centers. We enter them into radiation oncology treatments, providing the most robust clinical care in collaboration with our medical and hematological oncology teams, geneticists diving in, our research programs that are focused on things that we've done to ensure cancer care moves forward, and it provides the forefront of care for that veteran. Those are individuals that just come through with our neurosurgeons for very specific things that military service members suffer. Those parachute landing falls are brutal. Jumping out of an airplane ain't easy, and you carry a lot of stuff with you. Maybe you were blown up in Iraq or Afghanistan. Severe gunshot wounds. You received your initial care at Walter Reed, the Army Medical Center, the premier medical center for the East Coast and the United States Army and the military in general, but you've transitioned home. We give those resources to you as well, and they're there for you to use. Individual success stories are one thing, but let's step back and say, well, let's say it didn't go well. Okay. Let's say you ended up homeless. So we're going to backpedal. We're going to talk about what the foundation continued to do after they stepped up and provided the support for veteran care services in the establishment. We realized as an organization that now not only are we doing pathways for veterans, working with the Department of Defense and SkillBridge, offering veteran care services for collaborative care between the VA medical centers, we're stepping out into the community. The UPMC Pinnacle Foundation sponsored the Veterans Outreach of Pennsylvania Village of Tiny Homes at Veterans Grove, right next to the PennDOT building in downtown Harrisburg. We've identified veterans in an emergency room situation or an inpatient situation. We're working on discharge planning. With the VA nurse liaison is there. our community nurse liaison doing that work, but then our UPMC discharge planner is there, and we've recognized the veteran is going to be discharged into the community without a home.
Right.
The sponsorship and support to Veterans Outreach of Pennsylvania helps us house, enter that veteran into the therapeutic community, and get the resources they need once they've left UPMC, in collaboration with our UPMC street medicine team. Veterans that live at Veterans Outreach of Pennsylvania receive weekly care from the UPMC street medicine team. They help reestablish them with a primary care. They help get them the care that they need into specialty care. But then on top of that, our psychological associates offer Dr. Chakra Badri coming in and doing behavioral health and psychiatry care on site.
Nice.
Now, let's say you're a homeless veteran and you're not living at Veterans Outreach of Pennsylvania, otherwise known as VOPA. You can still show up there once a month. They run once a month clinics. I think it's the first Wednesday, but don't quote me on that. I'll get to the information so you can make sure it's accurate when we get posted. You can go there and receive that care as well. We'll help you get established with primary care, specialty care you need. We'll help you get behavioral health care. We'll help you get addiction care. We can tie you to the Harrisburg Vet Center for counseling if needed be on an outpatient basis. These are all things that we do day in and day out at UPMC to ensure that we back those individuals from start to finish. We say, I got your 6. You say we back the blue. These are things that UPMC takes very, very seriously. And we are out there in the community, shaking bushes, shaking trees, making sure that we're here doing the things that we do to love on you as the veteran and the police officer. So thank you. Again, we do a lot.
Thank you for that as well. It leads me to a question. I'm going back to my days on patrol. I'm with my platoon and we get a loiterer or prowler or someone at the plazas at 3 o'clock in the morning. Our alarms go off, mentally thinking someone's trying to break into an establishment or something like that. 9 times out of 10, it's someone homeless, actually, that's looking just for a place to just, for lack of a better term, hang out, either in a vehicle that they have or on the bench that we have in the plaza or things like that, or behind the plaza.
I know exactly where and what you're talking about.
Yeah. So therefore, when we approach them and get their information, we have to do what we have to do. And when we go through our checks, we find out I'm a veteran, I served, and you're like, wow, you're a vet, and now you're behind the plaza and sitting by this dumpster at 3 o'clock. I wish there was something I could do. We're told to give them information for one agency. It's either a phone number or a website. And they're like, I don't have any access. I don't know how to help you other than to give you this. Good luck. I can get a phone number from you if you have one and follow up if possible. But regardless, you can't stay here. You have to move it along. And being in a service providing field, it hurts that, like, did I actually help this individual or did I make their situation worse? Is there any kind of websites, phone numbers, agencies, tips that you can share for law enforcement officers that we can help our veterans, our homeless veterans out significantly better than how we do it now?
Absolutely. Outside of UPMC, I'm going to start with a few community-based organizations that we have worked with, warm handoffs and things like that. The first one I'm going to talk about is Veterans Outreach of Pennsylvania. At Veterans Grove, there are 15 tiny homes to bring veterans into that therapeutic community to receive care, care coordination, and reestablishment through the program. Tunnels to Towers is coming in to establish the tower of homes adjacent to Veterans Outreach of Pennsylvania. That's another wonderful opportunity. But outside of that, at 3 a.m., it's going to be really tough. There's going to be a handful of things that I could encourage that our police force could use, and I would be happy to help build this with them and collaborate with community partners such as the Veterans Multi-Service Center. It's right around the corner from UPMC Harrisburg. We have the Harrisburg Vet Center for counseling, the team there I work with on a regular basis. We have our veteran service officers. Tom Careau is the director, a U.S. Navy veteran, amazing individual. He can assist with both enrollment in VA services, service-connected disability and claims. And if they don't have that income coming in, but they did have an illness or an injury during their military service, he can help get them connected for it. And from that point forward, they can start receiving income. Once that income does start to come in, we can start building that financial foundation to help that veteran get back on their feet. We have to do so many things just for today in Lemoyne. There are so many things that we do besides just saying, just go to the mission, just go to Freedom House, just go to the Independence House or International House.
Yes.
I've heard so many times from Mayor Wanda Williams, we do so much for our community and we have so many individuals that need our help. Those resources are there. We just have to be aware of them. Let's build that relationship together. Put together those veteran-based resources so your officers on patrol know them. It could be as simple as they've got their business cards. I talk to officers all the time. Maybe in the other pocket, they can open it up and they've got veteran resources that they can say, these are the things that you can do. Homelessness support, this phone number. Financial insecurity, this phone number. Food insecurity, this phone number. Those are things we can create for officers on patrol, both in the late night hours, the normal duty day. As we know, there's no normal duty day in the healthcare industry, especially in the emergency room. There's no normal duty day for the patrol officer. And there was definitely no normal duty day for the veteran while serving on active duty.
Absolutely. Thank you for touching on that. That clears a lot of things up as far as that aspect, because I used to feel so bad being a patrol guy and telling you got to get out of here or I'm going to cite you. It doesn't matter if you cite me or not. It's going to go to a warrant. When it goes to a warrant, you're going to pick me up and I'm going to spend the night in the booking center or DCP, for lack of a better term. To them, it's at least one night out of the cold, one night out of the rain. And it's such a shame to have to think that way, where I'm running you out into more down a road that it'll cause more headache for you in the long run, when really I just want to help you out. I really
and just the human component of both being a police officer and being a veteran as a police officer.
Yes.
Where you just say, I've got your six, but I don't have a resource to say I've got your six.
Yeah.
What can I do? And again, let's build that from this point forward. We get together and we build those little resources to make sure that our brothers and sisters that are on the street that need those things, they're aware of them.
Gotcha. And so let's just say there's an agency or administration watching this and they have questions for you, or it's another law enforcement officer or first responder watching and they want to develop their own plans or make some models on things that you're already doing. Or let's just say there's a veteran that's in need of some of these services. What specific sites or websites or emails, how would they be able to get a hold of you is the question I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, great. So again, if the veteran needs to call us, it's upmc.com/services, South Central PA/veterans, right? If you just Google, there it is. He's got it posted for us. Thank you so much, Clay. Take a peek at that. Go to that website. That'll give you a direct contact. We've got all of our phone numbers posted there. You can do the same thing for our UPMC Pathways for Veterans team. I'll get you the link for that one as well. Those two resources alone will lead them to it. The UPMC Scholars, that's another one that we can get out there for our veterans and our officers as well as can share. Lots of resources that are there for them. That number, Monday through Friday, that is our day-to-day operation. We're going to do that full comprehensive care coordination for you as the veteran between a VA medical center and UPMC. We've got your six on that one.
Perfect. Thank you. You touched on a lot of things, Mark, and I appreciate it. I've learned a lot. I've enjoyed the conversation, but there may have been some questions I forgot to ask, or through the course of conversation, I may have jogged your memory on some things that you wanted to touch on. Is there anything else that you would like to share with us? The floor is yours.
Oh, number one, you're not alone. In all of the things that we do here at UPMC, providing life-changing medicine, there is nothing that we won't do to make sure that you as a veteran are taken care of. If you're struggling, report to one of our emergency rooms. Our team are there for you. They understand you. We've done military specific training. There are very specific things that we can do for you. Number two, enroll in VA. If you are not enrolled as a veteran, get your care at the VA. Since 2018, so many things have changed. You may have thought you weren't eligible before. You might be eligible now. More than likely you will be. Let's take a look at what you can receive through the VA. You served honorably. We want to make sure that that is there for you. In doing so, one of the things I hear all the time, Clee and I talked about this. He said, gosh, Mark, I really just didn't want to do this because I didn't want to take away from our veterans that really did need the services from the VA. That's not really how it works. We as veterans, when we enroll in care at the VA, VA medical centers are funded by the number of veterans enrolled. So the more veterans that get enrolled at that VA medical center, the more money that VA medical center will be. Therefore, the more services that VA medical center can provide, and the more services we as veterans can receive. When they can't provide that service, being enrolled in the VA allows you to receive care in the community. And that's where UPMC Veteran Care Services steps in and provides comprehensive care coordination for you as the veteran and your family. Last but not least, veterans who've passed away, we coordinate with our veteran service officers inside of our counties to make sure that if your diagnosis of congestive heart failure, diabetes, things like that, as either primary and or secondary causes are added onto that death certificate so the family can continue to receive benefits afterwards. If you haven't gone to the DMVA website, that's Delta Mike Victor Alpha.pa.gov, our Department of Military and Veterans Affairs in the state of Pennsylvania is there to serve you. Death and burial benefits, PA Vet Connect, job support, all of the things that we as veterans need. Register as a veteran with the state, get the services that you need. You are not alone. We are here to provide care and services for you. We provide life-changing medicine. There is no other way that we want to be able to do this besides loving on you when you come to us, and we want to provide it to you. Clea, it's been my absolute privilege and honor to be here with you today. I love that we found out that we served together. I ran by your organization at COSCOM at Smoke Bomb Hill. I'll never forget it. Our bagel runs. And if for some freak chance, if he's actually listening, Captain Norman P. Litterini, that guy was a beast. Absolute wonderful commander. He was one of the first ones that I truly remember with First Sergeant Solomon Tennant in the 82nd Airborne. I would run down to Smoke Bomb Hill with him. He would call them the bagel runs, and we'd grab bagels and come back. Just really good times. Meeting you, seeing what you do now, how amazing it is that we were brought here together at this time to reach out to our officers and to reach out to our veterans. Clea, thank you so much for having me on. It is an absolute privilege and honor, and I'm so happy to be able to do this for you.
Mark, thank you for making yourself available and sharing this information that not a lot of us law enforcement officers or veterans even knew, and having services available to us, those veterans that were rejected years ago that just got frustrated and gave up through the process. There's reason to come back. Like you said, the things that you may not have been could qualify for, you may qualify for them now. And so, like the conversation that we said, I appreciate you saying this, that we're doing ourselves, our other veterans, a disservice in that we're taking away from them when we're actually, we are taking away from them by not enrolling in the VA program, or the Veterans Program. The services that are being provided, there's power in numbers. So as the numbers go up, that's when the services, the funding for the services are provided, distributed out better.
Lebanon VA Medical Center has been ranked #1 in the nation for the past 3 years for both open experience and employee experience. If you're in this community and you haven't looked into Lebanon VA Medical Center, or if you're in Altoona or Erie was recognized as well. These are remarkable VA medical centers that work through the Pittsburgh VA health system inside of Veteran Integrated Service Network #4. We are honored at UPMC to provide collaborative services with these teams.
Thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. I appreciate you coming on the show. You're a shining star. This isn't going to be the last conversation we have. I appreciate the fact that you helped humanize the badge, and we're moving the needle forward. We're making our communities better for everyone involved, especially veterans and law enforcement officers and first responders.
Thank you. That.
Have a good one. Thank you. Yeah, and there you have it. I hope you guys enjoyed the interview. Mark, he gave tons of information. I was behind the scenes typing to make sure it hit all the platforms. I think I got all the information. It's going to be on the description boxes. It was streaming below. Let me get this banner back up. Also put it in the comments and posted it on the screen as well, because I didn't want anyone to miss anything. So therefore, if you have, just put whatever your question is in the comment section on whatever platform you're on, and I will answer those questions. Okay. Again, thank you, Mark, for coming on the show. Thank you for speaking so eloquently and explaining the process. Thank you for being a heartwarming a veteran advocate and still in the fight for us. You've already committed 20 years to the United States Army, and now you're still helping the vets and still serving. Again, I want to thank Mark again for coming on the show. I want to thank UPMC for allowing him to come on the show and explain the services that are provided. I want to thank VOPA, Veterans Outreach of Pennsylvania, for allowing him to come on the show and explain the situations for homeless vets and the services that are provided there as well. Thank you for all of it. It's good information, again, because this is Black and Blue. The podcast is just for you. We don't just talk about law enforcement on here. We talk about first responders, and some of the first responders that are on there are military. And I'm a vet myself, so of course I've got a heart out for the military guys. Actually, yep, I did. Yep. There you go. There, I appreciate you, Taylor. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed it. Good information there. This is the Black and Blue podcast. I'm your host, Coach Clee. I'm your motivational speaker, your empowerment coach, your author, and your favorite baker's favorite baker, Coach Clee, coming at you. Ecclesiastic 302, the coldest code switching detective. And yes, you spell my name CLEE, continuing law enforcement edutainment, because we entertain and educate while we have that process going on. All right. Make sure you guys tag, like, and share. We're going to be going live again. I got special guests. I think it's going to be a recorded show again next week. 7 Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I think I'm getting you guys out of here with enough time for all you football fans. The NFL season officially has started as of today. No more preseason games. So if you're looking for the Eagles and Cowboys, they will be playing tonight. It's going to be a good game. Not my team's playing, so I just enjoy football. So I hope you all are going to be out enjoying the game as well. But thank you all for tuning in. Tag, like, share, subscribe. Take care of each other. 10-4, over and out.
Sergeant Be Safe is inviting you to watch this exciting and fun podcast, Black and Blue. It airs weekly at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's just for you. When we go live with a dynamic law enforcement officer or first responder, whether they're rookie, seasoned, or retiree. We talk about their trainings, experiences, and their publications. We've had tremendous guests already, and we have many, many more tremendous guests coming down the pipeline. You want to subscribe.
Sergeant Be Safe is here.
Black and Blue is on various podcasts, especially on YouTube, so make sure you guys subscribe. And don't forget about me, Sergeant Be Safe. I have my own channel too, so make sure you subscribe to that as well. We have many adventures, learning experiences, and we have fun while we do it. You guys don't want to miss it. Not only with the special guest that's being featured, you'll see video skits of me and the bad guys. Rob You Blind, Misdemeanor, Treacherous Tony, Chance Wilder, a.k.a. Wild Chance, and Sapphire Steel. And that's your tip of the day to get you on your way.
I'm not a bad cop.
I never once said you were. It would be real simple if the problem was bad cops. It ain't.
Black as you is, there's a whole lot of blue still shining through.
Just the facts, ma'am.